Donald Trump has so shattered the left, so shattered their narrative that they are running around picking up individual words and trying to put them back on the racist board. They're trying to put him back on the racist board. Anything he says, it's got, I'll grab that word and it's got to be racist. You want to see one of the, sometimes I play these clips in a certain order because I just want you to see in real time what the press is doing, how the press is taking their, taking each word he says and trying to attach racism toward it, whether there's racism connected or not. So we've got obviously this caravan. Now they're saying it's like close to 14,000 people. I don't know how many people it is, but it's marching here. And, we've got, of course, that evil president. This is cut 10, the evil president talking against these poor illegal immigrants.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace.
Austin, don't you know when I say evil president, you're supposed to play Trump? What is this is the second time, the second day in a row. Yesterday, you played Obama when I said insulting the poor illegal aliens. So Trump goes up and he makes a speech where he says he's always accused of being a nationalist. And the first meaning of national, well, let's play this one quick clip. It's cut seven, where he's talking to the crowd and he says, yes, I'm a nationalist.
A globalist is a person that wants the globe to do well, frankly, not caring about our country so much. And you know what? We can't have that. I have a word. It sort of became old-fashioned. It's called a nationalist. And I say, really, we're not supposed to use that word. You know what I am? I'm a nationalist, okay? I'm a nationalist.
Now, the first meaning of the word nationalist is basically a patriot, is somebody who cares about his nation or the concerns of his nation. It can also be used to mean a jingoist, somebody who cares too much, who's just America right or wrong, America all the time, who doesn't want to criticize when America does something wrong, which goes beyond patriotism into just kind of, obsession or chauvinism. So Jim, look at me, I'm Jim Acosta, is in the Oval Office, and he asks Trump, well, when you say you're a nationalist, isn't that a dog whistle? Meaning that you are a white nationalist. And this is cut number one. Here is the question and the beginning of Trump's response, just so you hear what he's saying.
Mr. President, just to follow up on your comments about being a nationalist, there is a concern that you are sending coded language or a dog whistle to some Americans out there that what you really mean is that you're a white nationalist.
I've never even heard that. I cannot imagine that. You mean I say I'm a nationalist? No, I never heard that theory about being a nationalist. I've heard them all. But I'm somebody that loves our country. When I say a nationalist, I don't like it when Germany's paying 1% of GDP for NATO and we're paying 4.3%. I don't like that. That's not fair.
So he says to Trump, do you mind if I take your word and translate it to mean that you're a racist? Trump said nothing about race. He said, so you don't mind, do you, if I appropriate the word, take it out of your mouth, and now redefine it to mean you stink, right? That's what he wants to do. And Trump's response is detailed. It goes on and on from there. I didn't want to play the whole thing. He says, we're not being treated fairly. I want to take care of America first. I want to make sure that he's the president of the United States. He's not the president of the world. He wants to take care of the country. That's why we hired him. That's why we pay him, although he doesn't take the money. That's his job, okay? So now it's been explained. Acosta asked his question. He got the answer. Here is Jim Acosta later going on CNN, right, to tell Trump that Trump got it wrong. Acosta knows what Trump is saying, not Trump.
I
Pressed him on this in the Oval Office, asked him, well, are you trying to say that you're a white nationalist? What about these concerns out there that you're dog whistling to your base, that you're sending coded messages to your base? And he says, well, I haven't heard a theory about that. And then he went on to say, well, you know, there are trade issues and so on as to why he is attaching this label to himself. But Anderson, when you're demonizing immigrants, migrants coming up from Central America, trying to make their way to the United States and apply for asylum, when you're demonizing Middle Easterners and making the suggestion that they're terrorists and so on in that caravan without offering any proof, and then calling yourself a nationalist in front of thousands and thousands of people, I don't think it's a stretch for a lot of Americans out there to wonder whether or not the president is secretly considering himself a white nationalist.
You don't know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm here to tell you what you're saying. Reminds me of when David Brooks told us that the Islamists weren't killing us because of Islam. They were killing us because we were racist. And the Islamists are saying, no, we're killing you because of Islam. You know, no. I know what you're saying. I'm a journalist. I'm a trained journalist. I know what you're saying. They will take any word they can find lying on the ground and stick it back on that racist board. They do not want these wounds to heal. They don't want them to heal. They think they get political energy out of it. They think they get political traction out of it. So Jim Acosta, Jim, look at me. I'm Jim Acosta. His question is the important thing, not the president's answer, right? Journalists are supposed to ask questions in order to get answers. No. Jim Acosta asks questions because his questions contain all the information you need. Now, luckily, Joe Scarborough has looked into this. We didn't play this cut yesterday, did we? No, Joe Scarborough has looked into this and he has got it all figured out. He has figured out the trick behind Donald Trump. Here it is.
But this is what they had for Adolf Hitler's psychological profile. And for those of you in the midst of reading World War II government reports, you'll find it fascinating. His primary rules were never allow the public to cool off, never admit a fault or wrong, never concede that there may be some good in your enemy, never leave room for alternatives, never accept blame, concentrate on one enemy at a time and blame him for everything that goes wrong.
Get it? Wink, wink. Joe Scarborough, doing amazing research, has figured out that Trump is literally Hitler. Trump is literally Hitler. There's a guy, Bruce Bartlett, a CNN commentator. He's an historian. He sends out a tweet. The key... I wish I were making this. I really do wish I were this funny. The key differences between Donald Trump and Adolf Hitler. Hitler served honorably in the military. Trump didn't. Hitler was faithful to his wife. Trump cheated on all his wives. Hitler wrote a book. Trump's were all ghostwritten. Trump is worse than Hitler. He's worse than Hitler. By the way, the reason Hitler was faithful to his wife is he married her and then killed himself. It was like they were married for 20 minutes. But Trump is worse. These guys, they're so desperate. They're so desperate. They have turned themselves into a Greg Gutfeld monologue, except not as funny. You remember Greg used to run those monologues and they would all end in, if you disagree with me, you're literally Hitler. This is it. If you disagree with him. And one more thing before we get to the mailbag. We want to get to the mailbag because I know you have problems that I will, all of which I will solve. They keep saying this thing, Trump is speaking about without any proof that there are criminals in this caravan. First of all, they all want to be criminals because they want to break into our borders. But he's talking about there's no proof. So far be it from Jim Acosta to do some, reporting and go down to the caravan and find out. But here we have an interview with a guy on the caravan, cut number 9. Here's what he says.
Criminals is everywhere, okay? It's criminals in here. It is. But it's not that many. It's good people in here trying to get through Mexico and then get to the United States. But that doesn't mean that everybody is a criminal. Right?
Thank you, Jim. You don't have to thank me. I got the proof for you. There it is. There's the proof. There's a guy. Believe all migrants, right? So we got to believe the guy when he tells you he's surrounded by criminals. Scott Adams had a great tweet today. He said he always talks about persuasion and who is doing the better persuasion. He said the Republican slogan is jobs, not mobs. And the Democrat slogan is, well, not everybody in the caravan is a criminal. So that's why, I don't know. Like I said, I got no more inside information about the midterms than anyone else, but I don't know, man. I certainly don't believe there's going to be a blue wave. And I feel there may be something very, very different coming down the pike. And I certainly hope so, because I think if they get that message, if Chuck Schumer, who's just a political animal, Nancy Pelosi, just a political animal, if she gets the message that this resistance stuff is blowing up their chances for re-election, the resistance will fade away, I do believe.